You probably noticed that no matter how careful we are when we bind off stitches, the last stitch is always too big. It creates an unattractive hole at the very end of the bind off edge and it pushes the edge upwards. I'm not exactly sure why it happens, probably has something to do with the tension of the edge stitches, but I can show you 5 ways to deal with this issue. Here's how the edge looks when we bind off stitches normally. The edge itself is fine, but the last stitch is too big, so the edge resembles a curve. Not really a big deal, but if there is an easy way to fix it, then why not? In fact, there are 5 easy ways to fix it. Let's take a look at them one by one. The first way requires some planning. When you are about to work the last row before you bind off stitches, slip the first stitch of that row. If the first stitch is a knit, then keep the yarn at the back of the work. In my case, it's a purl, so I'm gonna bring the yarn to the front and simply slip the stitch and then continue working in pattern. In my case, it's easy, it's just purling. And then in the next row, bind off all stitches as usual. Just knit 2 stitches, then pass one over the other and off the needle. And keep going until you have just 1 stitch left. And then cut the yarn, pass it through the last stitch and pull tight. Not really the best way to solve the issue, but it improves the look of the bind off edge a lot. If we compare it with the other swatch, then you see that the edge looks much neater in this area. The second way is more sophisticated. It does not require any preparation, so no slipped stitches over here. Simply work the last row as you would normally work it and then bind off stitches, but stop when you have 1 stitch left on the left needle and 1 stitch on the right needle. Now slip the last stitch from the left needle to the right needle, slip purlwise, insert the right needle from right to left like this, and then insert the tip of the left needle from back to front into the stitch that is below the last stitch. So look at your last stitch, it's better if you look at it this way, and then find the V that is below, so it's right here. And then insert the tip of the left needle under the left leg of that V, so it's the one that is closer to the wrong side of the work, this one, and go from back to front like this. And then place this leg, this stitch basically, on the right needle like this. So now we have 2 stitches on the right needle instead of 1. Slip them back to the left needle and knit them together, just like this. And then pass 1 stitch over the other, finishing the bind off. And pull the tail through the last stitch, like this. As a result, we get a nice looking edge that is quite neat, frankly. And if we compare it to the other swatch, you see the improvement. The third way is basically a variation of the second way that we've just discussed. It uses the same idea of picking up this stitch, the one that is below the last stitch, but this time we are doing it in a simpler way, I would say. Without slipping the stitch from the left needle to the right needle, we insert the tip of the right needle under the top part of the stitch that is below the last stitch, right over here. It's quite clear and easy to see. And then you place that top part of that stitch on the left needle and knit these 2 stitches together. So the idea is same, it's just we are doing it in a slightly different way. And then finish off the bind off, pass 1 stitch over the other and pull the tail through the last loop. And you see the result is basically exactly the same as the way number 2, just like I said, it's a bit easier. The fourth way also involves a decrease. This time we stop when we have 2 stitches left on the left needle and 1 stitch on the right needle. And now we work the last 2 stitches as a slip, slip, knit, decrease. So we slip 1 stitch, then slip another one. We do it knitwise, inserting the tip of the right needle from left to right into the stitch. Then return these 2 stitches back on the left needle and knit them through the back loop. Knit them together like this. And then pass the 1 stitch over the other and finish off the bind off. So what happens? This way we hide basically the problem. We hide that loose edge stitch behind its neighbor. See, we don't see that loose stitch here. It's kind of hidden, and that kind of solves the issue in a slightly different way. The last way of fixing the last stitch of the bind off is more of a way to cheat the problem instead of solving it. You bind off all stitches without any alterations, just like you would normally do, and you see this big stitch is right here. Then make the loop a bit bigger, remove it from the needle, and pass the yarn tail through the last loop. And then pull the tail until this stitch, the last loop, is about 2 or 3 times bigger than other stitches. So it's kind of small, but not too small, not too tight. And then push this loop down so that it kind of wraps this big stitch like this. And while keeping it down, just hold it right here, continue pulling on the yarn tail until the stitch is really tight, like this. So basically what happens, we are wrapping this last big stitch with the last loop, and this way it looks much better than it would look otherwise. So if we compare these 2 swatches, you see that this solution looks better even though it is just a simple fix. Here they are. 5 ways to fix an issue that is small but could be quite frustrating for the perfectionist inside us. To read this tutorial as a set of step-by-step photo instructions, follow the link in the description. To download it as a PDF, join the club or our community on Patreon. Thank you for watching this video and have a wonderful week. I'll see you in the next tutorial.